Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comedy Food Truck Podcast. I am Jared, one of the hosts here. Christmas time is upon us. And if you're looking to give gifts this year, the greatest gift you can give is to yourself by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Comedy Food Truck and subscribing to our YouTube channel. And then enjoy this episode with our special guest, Mark Christopher Lawrence.
You're listening to the Comedy Food Truck Podcast. We talk life, food, relationships, and have fun with all of it. And now here's your host, comedian John Hill.
Sorry, what's going on, everybody? Every time it says comedian John Hill, I'm like overwhelmed with like, maybe a comedian should have some shows. Maybe he should try to do something besides tell bad dad jokes in front of an empty audience. And then go and cry in the corner in a fetal position. No, I'm kidding.
In the shower.
Welcome, everybody, to the big show. It's December. The holidays are raging. I read a stat, $1.5 trillion is the expected spending for this holiday year.
Nice. Just from my wife.
What? $1.5 trillion. Not billion, but trillion. Yeah,
Goodness.
I know. So let me get everybody on the show because we have a guest today, and I'm super pumped and excited. So I wanted to let you guys know, as always, who is on the show. For those of you who listen all the time, it's as always. If you've never listened before, then you're like, who are these
losers?
Yahoos. Yeah. What are they doing? Who do they think they are? So our tech genius, the guy who gets it all rolling, and why you can watch this or listen or maybe it's his fault if you're having problems. I don't know. But anyway, it's Jared. What's going on, man?
What's up, John? How are you?
I'm okay. You ready? Did you do all your Christmas shopping?
No, none of it. I'll do it last minute.
Really?
Yeah, Christmas is on a Sunday this year, or Monday this year, so I'll do it on Sunday.
Do you still head out to Circle K?
Always.
Right before you head out?
You're getting a funnel this year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. I was looking for I remember the one year in 7-Eleven, they had the Slurpee rock cups. You guys remember? That's how old I am. But anyway, and then I don't know where everybody's at because we're a little jumbled today, but I know Scott is always introduced second. So what's going on, Scott?
I'm here.
Dude,
in person.
Did you get permission as a white man to wear the backwards Kango hat? That's what I got
permission from.
Do you have permission for this?
Yes, I do.
I told him on the way into the studio that he looks like an old time, like a jazz musician. Like you play the bass or something, and like the stand-up bass.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're heading into the studio.
Yeah.
The club.
No, I was doing some work earlier today, and so I kind of had to change up my look a little bit just because I didn't want to get noticed.
Really?
For something.
Because you're so famous for this podcast.
No, for some surveillance work that I was doing.
Why is Guy following me?
Yeah.
Right. Well, Scott, for those who don't know, Scott is a private investigator. And,
he doesn't just follow people randomly.
Yeah.
No, not all the time.
That's Scott the stalker. So changing your look, when you say that, you mean like, was there a chance someone would recognize you as Scott, or just recognize you as
me? Yeah.
Just like that somebody's following?
I've seen that guy before.
Okay.
It was a case that I worked earlier in the week.
Okay.
And because I was around a lot, I thought, well, they could maybe notice me, so I do it on. So I've been wearing it most of the day, and it's like, hey, you know.
I've been around most of my life, Scott. But I'm still trying. We don't have a lot of time because we have a guest, and I want to get him on. But I'm still trying to understand the connection to how a backwards Kango hat somehow made you less recognizable as someone who might be following somebody. Are people who wear Kango hats not prone to being followers? Is that? I don't understand why.
I have just a regular baseball cap too. I just happened to throw this on. That was
okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have some shades to go with it? Nice. Yeah. Nice.
They got little louvers in them.
Yeah, I don't know what a louver is. What's a louver?
It's like blinds?
Yeah.
You mean the thing that flips up?
Like it's like the blinds.
You know, like your car vent?
Yeah, like when you're playing outfield for the Cubs, you could just flip them. When you fly, you just crop them down. And then
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And then Ray's on the show too.
Hi, John.
What's up, Ray? Been wearing the same Jeep hat for the whole year, every episode.
I sleep in this hat.
You shower in that hat too.
I do. Yep. It's like a shower cap.
A shower cap.
I have
Jeep shower cap.
I have two Jeep hats. One's brown, one is black. Today was the black one.
Cool. You say them together. Jeep.
Jeep.
Yeah.
Stands for just empty every pocket.
Nice. That's how you own one. From what year? What year is yours?
86.
Yeah, and you've had it since when? 82.
92.
92.
Just 31 years, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Still keeping it going.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, our special guest that I'm excited to introduce and to our show is man, he's an amazing actor and been in some stuff you probably recognize we'll talk about, and is also a comedian as himself. And really for me is someone I look up to because he's in the industry of Hollywood and yet he still represents, his faith, he has character, he has all those good things. You see him probably on your screen at this point, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And so his, I don't know, I'm going to ask you if it's your Hollywood name, but Mark Christopher Lawrence is with us today. What's going on, MCL?
What's happening, man? I'm busy.
Yeah. So that's your actual like birth certificate name, or is that what do you call them in Hollywood? A
Stage name?
Stage name.
Absolutely, it's my birth name. It's not one of those Hollywood made-up names,
Right.
Bing Rames.
Right.
I've been black 59 years. Never met another brother named Bing.
That's funny. Yeah, man, I know, but it's the name your mom would call you when you got in trouble. Because
exactly, she'd say that whole name, and
right.
I knew somebody was going to get a beating.
Yes.
It was me.
Yes. When the middle names come out, there's trouble to be had. Cool, man. So tell us, first of all, for people who are listening, what I'm thinking maybe Chuck might be something that a lot of people have seen that you were in. I know you've been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite role is Crimson Tide. I remember, I think you were the chef or something, right, in Crimson Tide?
Burnt up the kitchen.
Right.
Burnt up the kitchen.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's not life imitating art, because I cook, bro. You don't maintain this kind of girth, not being able to cook.
That's funny, yes. At some point, nobody's feeding me anymore. I had to learn how to cook myself, so yeah. And so you've been in movies and TV, and how long have you been acting?
I believe it's 38 years professionally.
Wow.
Man, 38 years.
Yeah.
So you're obviously
That's tough when I'm only 21.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. That's a lot of lines in the womb. But so you're right in the middle. Clearly, it's impacting you. I'm assuming the strike, the writers, and all of that going on, right?
That's all over.
Oh yeah, it absolutely did. I mean, the strike is over now. Now we're just waiting for my union to ratify it. The writers' union, they ratified theirs.
Okay.
And so ours ended about a week and a half or so ago. And I'm right back to work. Tyler Perry's bringing me in for 5 episodes of All the Queen's Men.
Nice.
I'm going up to South Dakota right after that to do Christmas at the Cathedral, a live thing. They tell the story of the birth of Jesus from a different viewpoint every year. And I'm playing a Magi. And so we're telling the story from the Magi's point of view.
Oh, man.
Nice.
That is sweet. So I always knew you had a lot of wisdom in you. So that's cool, man. Being a Magi.
It's a lot of words, bro. It's a lot of words.
Well, and it's live, right? You're saying it's a live performance?
Yeah, that thing is live. It's like it's me and 3 singers. The singers, sing different carols and Christmas songs, and wow. As I tell the story, I'll tell the story. Then they sing a couple songs. I tell another piece of the story. From the Magi's journey to right. getting to see Jesus.
Wow! And you sing too. Do you have any songs in this?
No, they wouldn't let me sing. That was my first question.
Oh,
Do I
man.
get to sing?
Yeah.
And they was like, "No, we got some pros singing. We don't need you."
which
and I was like, "Why you gotta say it like that?"
Right. Well, because it's better than telling you the truth, which is we don't want to pay you more.
That part.
Different union.
That's cool. So I know you had a big movie that came out recently. Tell us about that one.
That's Bringing Back Christmas. It just dropped last week, and it's streaming on Amazon, Apple TV, Vudu, In Demand, and I actually just sent you a text about it. It's basically a story that we can all relate to, kind of reminiscent of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
You know, this guy goes to work thinking it's going to be a great day. He's going to change the life of his family, and it doesn't happen the way he thinks it's going to happen. And then there's some angelic intervention,
Nice.
and you know, it's a great story. And this is the first time I've ever seen this where you have a modern day story that takes you back to biblical times.
Oh wow. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's a great little twist on it.
and you're the lead, right? You're the guy, right?
And I'm the lead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's man, that is awesome. Yeah, I did get that text. I got to check it out because I appreciate the theme of the story as well, but obviously getting to see you in it and getting to see you do your thing. I mean, it is amazing. And again, I think I've asked you this before. I know just hanging out because we've done shows together and some comedy and some other things. And
Right.
yeah, just always incredible. I mean, just the way that you are with people, the way you are on the stage, the way when you're in the Hollywood sort of setting, and you know, and I know you've done again everything from small projects to big budget stuff. What is the tension, I guess, that you have to manage in terms of your faith, and then kind of how do you do that? I mean, how do you maintain who you are? You know, because I know it's crazy, you know, there, and it's not just the actors. I mean, there's obviously all the camera crew and everybody else. How do you do that?
I don't try to manage it. I just be who I am. I am who I am. You know, I did an episode of Touched by an Angel, and with Della Reese, and before I went to Salt Lake City to do it, I had watched for probably the 20th time Harlem Nights.
Oh yeah,
and Della is in it, and she's crazy funny, and so when I met her on set, you know, I told her I'd been a big fan for years, and that I had just watched Harlem Nights for the 20th time, and she started laughing, and she goes, "Lord, they had me cussing like a sailor." and you know, Della was a minister, and so I told her, I said, so did you get like any pushback from the church because of that? And she says, you're asking me that because you're wondering if you should take jobs, if there's jobs you should turn down. She said, let me tell you this. She says, God doesn't open doors for you that he doesn't want you to go through. You know, he'll put an obstacle in the way of it, and it won't happen. She says that you don't know why God places you in a certain situation. She says, and most of the time he's probably trying to reach somebody through you so that they can see his love and light shining through you. She says, so take your job, baby. She said, if somebody don't understand that the words that you're saying were written by somebody else, and this character is a character that you're playing, then that's their problem, not yours.
Yeah.
So take your job. You know, I mean, the same thing with theater. Like if you do a play that somebody doesn't like, should I not do a play?
Right.
Or, you know, so I try not to be selective, and really I'm not in a position where I can be very selective. I've turned down a couple of jobs over the years, and it was my own personal conviction in that I just finished a movie playing a rapper.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I get these offers to do these commercials, one in Germany, one in London, and they were cigarette commercials. And I was like, okay. And they wanted me to play the rapper.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, they're reaching for kids. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, but it sounds to me like you being you, that's where you're also balancing like Della's advice with the fact that you have to think about the implications of what you're doing and the influence that brings. And it's a tension, man. I mean, it's I know that when it comes to acting, especially, like you said, you're not you're playing a part. And oftentimes these parts, you want them to be realistic. So I guess there's, you know, clearly going to be some either topics, subjects, language, whatnot, that would be a tough thing. But God needs people in Hollywood too. So, I mean, it's kind of a tough tension to manage, I would think.
And I'll tell you a fact of that is that every time I've tried to do something different than I'm doing, that I've tried to go and do a different career, for example, God slams that door and puts me right back here.
Wow. Yeah.
And you know, the first time it happened, it was very dramatic. I had gone from being in college and getting a job like almost every month, every other month, some acting job would come up. And then when I graduated, all of a sudden I had a few months that passed that didn't happen. You know, this is probably about 5 years in, and all my friends that were on USC's debate team were clerking for judges, or they were in major law firms. And I was thinking, oh man, did I make a mistake? Maybe I should find something else. So I look in the LA Weekly, and there's a big ad for you learn to deal cards. We have placement. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to audit this class, and if you like it, you pay the $499, and they teach you to deal cards, and they have placement at the end.
Okay.
And so the class that I audited, I go in, I'm sitting there, and before the first break, suits come in and shut the class down.
Wow.
Turns out they're laundering money through the class.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad I didn't give them my $499.
Wow.
So prior to that, my last audition was for Terminator 2. It had happened about almost 3 months prior.
Yeah.
So we just assumed I didn't get it. So I get a call about a week and a half later from the wardrobe designer from Terminator 2 asking me for my sizes. And I said, "What's this for?" And she goes, "Terminator 2. So I called my agent. I said, "Hey, I just got a call from the wardrobe designer from Terminator 2. And they go, "Yeah, we're on the phone with him right now, cutting your deal."
Oh, that's funny.
And that's how God works. And I tell you, man, every time I've tried to do something else, that happens. Something like that happens. There's, God shows me he's God, and he tells me this is where I want you, and just relax, I got you.
Yeah, I think too, what you're describing, in my mind at least, is a difference between a career and a calling. Also, you have a calling, it sounds like, to utilize these gifts, right? And to do them for the Lord. I mean, I think it's amazing.
When I was a young guy, and my pastor at my church when I was growing up said to me one day while he was praying for me, he says, "God is going to call you."
Yeah.
He says, "In the meantime, just grow up how you grow up." He says, but God, he says, "Know that he's going to call you." And then a couple of years later, Elder Forrest Lowe, this minister who often guests at our church and other churches around LA, he prayed and said the exact same thing.
That's amazing.
God is going to call you. Yep. And I'm sure now, because I kept going, but when is this calling going to come? I'm ready to, I hope you put these scriptures in my head. I ain't good at remembering them. And then I realized that this is my calling.
That's good, man.
This is it. This is what he wants me to do. And that's why I try to, let him shine and get myself out of the way of it.
Man, that's so good. I hope everybody's hearing that. But that's great advice, even in the sense of saying, get yourself out of the way. Sort of, we said earlier that what you do is you just be yourself. It doesn't matter where, you're just always yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, to me, the secret sauce to any kind of testimony or any kind of walking with the Lord is just being who God's making you to be, again, in camera, in front of cameras and out of cameras, whatever, by yourself with people. And I think
and that being said, to your listeners out there, I'm no perfect Christian by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
I know what my faults are. I know what my challenges are. Pray for me. That's all I say. Just pray for me, because I wake up in the morning and sin is already on my mind.
Right.
And so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So keep me on your prayer list. Put me at the top, right next to your mama now.
Amen. That's cool. Yeah, I don't want to let it get past, and I want to let the guys ask some questions. So that's my cue to let them know to come up with some good questions. But you said before about you had friends who were on the USC debate team, and then you were talking about being in class. Did you go to USC? Because I know you're a huge fan of the football team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, you're a Trojan. I didn't know that. I knew you were a fan because we were sitting at a show trying to watch a game, and they were getting slaughtered. But I didn't realize you went there.
Hey, easy there. Why you gotta say it like that?
Hey, I was hurting too. I didn't like it either. They got Lincoln Riley from my favorite Oklahoma team, so I really was rooting for him. But anyway, that's cool that you went there. That's amazing, man. That's a great school to come from.
Yeah, I went to San Diego State for one semester.
Okay.
And was total fish out of water. I went from student body president, captain of the football team, captain of the wrestling team, president of the speech team, to the only black guy in all my classes at San Diego State.
Oh, wow.
So I called Mom. I said, Mom, I'm coming home after this semester. And I went to Cerritos College for 3 semesters. I won the national speech tournament.
What?
Took 4 events to the tournament and won them all.
Yeah.
And I had a judge from USC in every round of every speech.
Wow.
And the head of the team, the head of the department, Dr. Tom Hollahan, came up to me after the award ceremony, gave me his card. He says, "Hey, I'm Tom Hollahan.
Yeah.
I run the program at SC. I want to talk to you about coming to USC.
Wow.
I said, I can't afford to go to USC. He said, did I ask you for any money?
Wow. Nice.
Wow.
That'll work, man.
Yeah.
That'll work. I went to Cerritos also.
Did you?
I'm not lying. We used to call UCLA though. Was a University of Cerritos left on Alondra.
We used to call Compton College UCLA. University of Compton left off our t-shirt.
That's great. That's great. Cool. All right. So questions for the guys. Anything for MCL?
You got one, Scott?
Yeah, I got one. Was it something that you always wanted to do, Mark? Be an actor? Was that what you kind of set up?
No, not really. I did one play in high school, and my 10th grade teacher, Mrs. Schilling, put me in that play. She also put me on the speech team. Oh. And so she saw something that I didn't know was there. And then when I got the scholarship to SC, I was a communication major to start, and I was going to go to law school after that. But I got talked into auditioning for the Bachelor of Fine Arts acting program by a voice teacher, Ron Manuel, and he talked me into it and coached me for the audition. They take they basically book a company and they stay together 4 years, but they had 3 opening spots in their sophomore year. And me and Tommy Ford, who used to be Tommy on Martin, we took 2 of those spots. Yeah. We got in 2 of those spots, and I started working professionally the same year, and that is how it started.
Wow, nice.
That is cool.
Well, I know, I've seen Mark in a couple of Christmas movies this year because I watch Christmas movies.
Yep.
It's fine to watch Christmas movies. My problem is the Christmas movies that happen in the middle of nowhere, and there's some weird job everybody does, but they're wealthy, and 2 people are supposed to be in love. It's the same script 50 times over.
I know. Yeah. But that's, I was watching Mark, and that's when I even commented that I like to watch Christmas movies and that you always give me a hard time about that. But I enjoy it. But you know what I think I learned recently was that I guess they said that making Christmas movies is like a 2-week long process, and that's it. I just read that.
Nowadays, yeah, like back when I did Christmas with the Cranks, we had a little more time than that. But the hardest part of making a Christmas movie from an acting standpoint is you shoot it during the summer. And it's often hot, like this film that's we talked about earlier, Bringing Back Christmas. We shot in July in Texas last year, and it was the hottest summer in Texas history. Every day was 110, 112.
Yes.
It would cool down to a crisp 95 at night.
Yes, and with high level humidity, right? With high level humidity, yeah.
High level humidity, and I had on the ugly Christmas sweater through most of the movie. So that's the hardest part.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
But it's funny. It's funny and poignant, and your family's gonna love it.
That's cool, man. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
You're gonna watch it, John, right?
Of course. I have a ton of Christmas movies I enjoy.
Okay.
None of them start with the word Hallmark.
Oh,
right.
Okay. All right.
Well, one of mine was on Lifetime, but still, it's still good.
Yeah, right. Jared, you said you had something?
Well, Scott stole my thunder because I was going to ask him about the Christmas movie. I noticed you've done a lot of Christmas stuff over the years. 2 of my favorites are bits that you've done. One, or cameos rather. One was a Seinfeld episode where you're yelling at Kramer when he's becoming a communist. And then and Christmas with the Cranks. I love that scene with you and Tim Allen with it gets me every time. I love seeing you, but. I just wondered if Christmas movies is something you kind of target. Is that like a more fun thing for you, or is it just kind of happen that way?
No, they sort of came at me. I the only one I really auditioned for was the Christmas with the Cranks movie, and this one, because this one was a lead, so they wanted to read me. But I had been on the road doing something else, and when they texted me that morning, I didn't recognize the number, and I hung up and slept till 11.
That's funny.
And then when I woke up, I started listening to the messages, and the messages became more urgent. And so I said, okay, let me get up, pull myself together. So I call and I read and got the job.
Yeah.
I can just imagine this.
When it's for you, it's for you.
Right. I can imagine this casting director or the producer calling each time, like, hey, I don't know if you're still there, but we'd like to have you.
Yeah.
That's cool. Ray, you got anything? Or
so I went on Wikipedia, which is that's got to be true because it's on Wikipedia.
I was just about to say, why are you looking at Wikipedia? Anybody can put anything on there. Yeah. A few years ago, I was dead in '69. Wow. Somebody thought I was James Avery, Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil, yeah, that's hilarious.
Wow, my gosh.
Wow. Okay, so I'm looking at your filmography on here, and it's a list of some of your roles and the name of the role, and some are interesting. So we have Burly Attendant.
T2.
There you go, Terminator 2. And then we have, let's see, let me scroll down here a little ways. Rono, Chief Culinary Specialist. Come on.
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide, yep. All right, so hang on, they get better. Little Ass G.
I don't remember the name of that movie, but it was a short. It was actually a student film that was really, really very good.
That's good. Another one is Brother Number 3.
Wow.
I don't remember what that was from.
Who's writing these credits?
All right, so there you go.
That's like from the early years right there.
Where was that from?
Let's see. Let me go back. Sorry. From a movie called Sprung.
Oh, Sprung. Okay. I saw that movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Rusty Cundiff. Rusty wrote and directed Fear of a Black Hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Chappelle Show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Hat was on here too, I thought. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all the good ones.
That's funny. That's all the
Lying Man, number 4.
Going deep. Like, that's got to be when you was first starting out, you know?
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So, yeah, man, that's cool. This just goes on and on. Man, you've done wow.
He's done a lot of work. I mean, actually, one of the questions I was going to throw out, if somebody else hopefully doesn't have it, I'm not stealing.
I got one more, but go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Jared. No, go.
I don't want to take your thunder. So.
No, you probably won't. I just wanted to know of all the projects you've done, what your favorite project was.
Well, let's do that first because mine's going to change the subject.
Okay, cool. What, Mark? What maybe one or two of your favorite either characters or projects that you've been a part of or movies you've been in. Hey everybody, it's Sweeps Week, so we're actually going to end the show right now and leave you with a cliffhanger. But don't worry, we're going to pick it up again next week. So make sure you don't miss it for part 2 of Mark Christopher Lawrence.
Sweeps Week. What is this, 1985?
Cliffhanger. Sweeps.